Uh, Hello. Good evening, Mr. Yuddha. How are you?
Hello, I'm
Uh,
pretty fine.
oh,
Am I
great.
audible?
Great. Yes, you are. Can you share the link that you joined in from with her, Diana?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah, she shared me the link.
Yeah, I know, but she's not able to join. So can you share the link with which you joined?
I will. Sure, sure. I did just now.
Okay. I know why she's not able to join.
I don't know, maybe there is something wrong with the internet connection.
I think so. Because you joined, so there wasn't any problem. So I guess there is some problem. Maybe she typed something different. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I tried to choose the meeting idea the first time, but then I tried to click on the link
Yeah, so
later on.
see, she's joined now.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice. Not
Where
hearing
have
from
you,
you for so
yeah,
long.
where have you been all this while? You just disappeared from the scene.
Yeah, I've been, once the pandemic is ended, everything comes back to normal.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
true, of course.
so everything comes back to the way it used to be. But then I managed to still go on with so many friends. I still keep in touch with Corina quite often,
Okay, with Karina.
and other friends too. But she's the one
Okay.
to keep in touch with me quite often. Oh, the host has another meeting in progress, she says.
Who says?
Oh, oh, no. Oh, there she goes.
No, she's there.
Yeah.
Actually, what happened is I created, you see, I changed my laptop and I created a link, it disappeared. I guess, they all got saved. And then I think that was the reason, maybe it's happening like that, but this link is working. This is the one that we're using.
I know.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, dear.
Hello,
Hello.
good evening, good morning, good evening. Hello,
Hi,
Miss
hi.
Gita. Apologies, I haven't changed because I was in hurry. Hello, Mr. Yuda. I don't know, like it didn't work. I have tried. Miss Gita also tried. It didn't work.
But then
So
how did it happen now? How did it happen? It only happened. So this is a classic example of men supporting women.
yeah. Maybe because me and Miss Gita have tried to join since earlier before it
Earlier,
opens.
probably.
Yes. So it doesn't connect. Well, I'm
I
trying
no, no,
to
it couldn't
see.
happen. I guess something wrong. I don't know. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, all's well that ends well. So I guess that's what we focus on.
Yes.
So if
Okay,
you'll just give me, we
let
just
me
have
think.
one more Dr. Firdos, right?
Yes. She's trying to join. Actually,
Okay.
she got a power connection problem too right now.
So let
Mm.
let's give her 2 minutes. And
Okay,
in the
okay.
meantime, yeah, just let me give her 2 minutes, and let me check with one friend who said that they will join. If they are joining, let me check. Otherwise, we will continue.
Okay.
Okay, so just give me a minute, everyone. And
Well,
thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Lovely to see all of you, and lovely to meet all of you. And Mr. Yuddha, after a long time.
Yeah,
The
yeah, I miss.
Wireless Connect. I remember you were a part of the Wireless Connect. I
Yeah,
think
that's true.
the seventh or the eighth Wireless Connect that I had in 2021.
That's
you.
Well,
true.
we're almost nearing 2024 now.
I wrote one for one of your magazines too.
Yes, you
I
wrote for
forget
one of
which
the
one is that.
magazines, and I'll ask all of you to do that as well.
Uh-huh.
So just give me a moment while I make a call to, okay, I see someone joining. First, let me,
Welcome, my dear Yana. Welcome.
Okay, thank you for
It's
inviting me.
yes, it's really great to see you here. I know it's 9 p.m. in there, right?
Yes, correct. Yes, it's already 9th of 7th of Indonesians.
Yes,
South Indonesians.
Dr. Firda already joined.
Yes.
Welcome, Dr. Firda.
Hello, doctors.
Let me check.
Dr. Firdaus.
Okay, I think. Oh, it's recording. Oh, Miss Gita, it's recording. So I think later we can ask Dr. Alka to share. Welcome, Dr. Firda.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Glad to see you. Thank you so much to
Okay.
all
hello,
for joining.
a
Hello,
big welcome to everyone.
thank
Thank
you.
you, Hardiana,
Thank
for
you so
inviting
much.
such lovely, erudite leaders from Indonesia. And of
Yes,
course, I know Mr. Yuddha, so thank you. And I, the lovely ladies, thank you so much, Dr. Firdaus.
you are
Um,
welcome.
Thank you for joining, Dr. Pari. Is it Pari? Is that the way you say your name?
Yana, sorry, Piga.
Yes, my name is Yana Suripiga. I am from
And
Sumba
Geeta.
Island,
And Dr.
East Nusa
and
Tenggara,
Geeta.
Indonesia.
Ah, okay, okay. And actually, Geeta, if we spell it like Gita, it's also an Hindi name. It's an Indian name,
Yes,
Geeta.
correct.
Yes, and Gita is one of our, in India, it's one of our scriptures, it's one of
Heroine,
our
right?
main, yes,
Lakshmi
where they
Army,
say that action
strong
is,
woman.
yes, action alone is thy province. One should believe in action and not only words. So, wow, you've got a powerful name.
I love it. My father actually he was almost looks like Rajiv Gandhi way
Wow.
back
Wow, so
Okay,
amazing.
when he was young.
so he was fascinated by Indian
I think
names.
so, yes.
Oh, okay,
Got
okay.
inspire.
Oh, wow.
Nice to meet you, everyone. Thank you for
Nice to
inviting
meet
me.
all of you and waiting to hear your views on. I mean, this is a wonderful topic actually because we are all communicating, we're all caring, and this is with the power of language. But we're talking about culture and language both. I think that's wonderful. But if you could give
Yes.
me a moment, I will just put this stream on live so that we can all start.
Okay.
Okay, and I will just say hello and welcome to everyone. Just 1 or 2 minutes, after which I will hand it over to her Diana, and she will invite all of you to speak. And at the end of it, I will invite her to say her, thoughts as well. And then we will have a little question and answer. I will keep on checking the live. If there is some question from there, I will just put it to the panel here. And it's something like that. So this is how the flow will go. But of course, we're very flexible. Sometimes you have to change as per, the flow, the way it goes. So I'm just going to put it on live. If you could just give me a moment.
Yes, sure.
It's
Yes.
okay.
We are ready.
Ready to rock and roll.
Miss Gira is so ready.
Salam kenal semuanya.
I just know
Yeah,
Terima
same.
Kasih from Indonesia.
Iya, sama-sama.
Yeah.
Romba Nandri ini India.
I need to learn more of Indonesian.
It's okay.
No, this is also culture, I mean,
Of course.
why isn't it going? Just a moment. Okay, I guess we'll just record it. I don't know why, but there was a lot of power thing here and as well. So maybe that's the reason.
Yes.
It could be. What we'll do is just do it, record it, and we will just a moment. Let's put it on record.
The world of digital.
Yes.
Technology.
Yeah.
It's crazy at times.
Mm.
I'm getting confused, but it's okay. I think it is recording. One more time. I'll give me one try more. Okay, it's not working. All right, so we will just begin like this. It is recording, right?
Yes, it's working. It's
Yes.
recording.
Okay, well, apart from the technical glitches, ladies and gentlemen, and lovely people, greetings of peace, love, and happiness to each and every one of you unstoppable, beautiful souls all over the globe. So lovely to connect with all of you. And today we have wonderful leaders from Indonesia with us on our feisty deliberations. Thanks to our lovely leader, the director of the Feisty Fusion Women Council of Indonesia, Miss Herdiana. But a little bit on CHILPARCO International. You know, CHILPARCO International. If you just see the term, people often ask me, what does CHILPARCO mean? It's a very unusual name. Well, chill and parco. So it's from the child in me to the parent in you, and from the parent in me to the child in you. But this doesn't mean that this is just a parenting forum. This is a lifelong learning forum. You know, we learn lifelong. We are lifelong learners, and that is what it's trying to tell us. And how we do this is we connect the global community through the power of humanitarianism, using the power and fueled by the power of the C's. When I say C's, I mean care, I mean connect, I mean communicate, I mean create, I mean collaborate. And that is how we proceed forward, spreading smiles, spreading sanguinity, spreading positivity, enhancing self-worth. Because at the end of the day, it is about you and me, you and us, they and you know, it is about all of us as a global community, connecting, sharing, learning from one another, because each and every one of us has a unique quality that is so unique and unstoppable in us that it is so it would be wonderful that we share that with the world, and it would be a waste if we do not do that. And that is what we want at the platform. So we have 21 shows running, and as you keep on joining CHILPARCO International's events, which are generally done live streaming. But today, you know, okay, a little technical glitch, but this will be there for all of you to view. But, you know, the thing is, we believe that, you know, the show must go on. And that is exactly what we're going to do here. So today we have a wonderful topic, but I'm not going to be talking about that. I'm going to hand the virtual stage over to the director of the Feisty Fusion Women Council of Chilparco International, the very lovely, the very charming Miss Hardiana. So Hardiana, it is over to you. Do tell us a little bit about Indonesia as well, and then tell us a little bit about the topic, and then please invite all the wonderful erudite speakers to share their perspectives. Over to you.
Okay. First of all, good morning, afternoon, and evening to all lovely participants, and welcome to our great eminent speakers in today's session. Like our founder already mentioned, that in today's session we are having many great inspirational people from Indonesia, and I'm so honored and truly grateful because I know all of you might be busy, but you are taking time to join with us to share our great culture. So like you have ever heard before, Indonesia is a beautiful and a huge country, and right now we are having speakers from different countries. So actually, I'm not going to talk much about my own countries because I do believe that our speakers are going to share more, and I'm going to add something at the end of the session because they are so ready. Okay, we got with us Miss Kira Utoyo, Mr. Yuda Pamungkas, Dr. Firdaus Basbat, and also Miss Yana Soripiga. So we are really having a great lineup of speakers in today's session, and our topic is building culture through language. As we all know that English is not a native speaker in my country, so we are actually facing some issues, but we actually have got both advantage and also disadvantage when it comes to a second language, as English is ESL in here. So I think the first thing that I'd like to do in here is let's welcome Dr. Firdaus Basbas. She is an assistant professor of PPM Management, Jakarta. And I'd like to ask Dr. Firdaus, what is actually your opinion? Because like we know that Indonesia is such a multicultural nation, right? And how actually can language be used to promote inclusivity and also respect for diverse cultural background? Because yeah, we got so many backgrounds, we got so many cultures, we got so many languages in here, and I think it's such a crucial time for us to bring that inclusivity in our nation. So let's welcome Dr. Firdaus.
Thank you very much. So before I discuss and bring my opinion into that, so allow me to just share 5 minutes of slides. Is that okay?
Oh,
Only
yes,
5 slides.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Just a moment. I'll just,
All right.
that's wonderful.
Okay, let me.
Can you share
Oh.
that now?
No, I still cannot.
Try it again.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
wonderful.
All right. So just 5 slide or more. So it's a bit. Okay, so Indonesia is archipelago. Just a brief introduction on Indonesia with 17,500 island and consists of group from many different cultural and linguistic backgrounds. So every ethnic group has a different set of traditions, art, culture, and language. So this is just overview of ethnic group in Indonesia. It's a different color, it's different ethnic. So complicated multi-ethnic structure and more than 250 ethnic languages. Then the country is largest ethnics is Javanese, Sundanese, and Malay. So Javanese making up about 40% of the population, concentrate on the Java, which is the most populous island in Indonesia. So inside Java also we have different languages. So I'm speak Javanese. I'm from Semarang. So, but also near Pekalongan is they have a different language, Tegal. It's still in Central Java, Surakarta, with more slow and soft language. But when we go into the eastern of Java and Madura, it's also different culture and different dialect. Like some word like are, this being used in dialect name is unique to era, but not in Semarang or in Central Java. So just to give us, but in order to build national unity, we have Pancasila. Pancasila, we have 5 foundation to our country. And then we also have Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So it's all united in diversity. It's the symbol of unity in Indonesia. It's a slogan that describes even though there are many differences, we are still one as Indonesia. So now, let me stop sharing and then I will discuss about the inclusivity. So language reflect and shape the culture because people in Madura, they also people from Batak, they speak apa namanya? They speak loud and express their feeling openly. It's not like in Java, people don't express their feeling openly, and they're very soft people. So how to promote inclusivity to reach, because preserving linguistic diversity also contribute to rich cultural. So building culture, encourage expression, and then to within a community. And also we try to have a respectful terminology, not in oppressive stereotypical language. Yes, there is a conflict between ethnies in Indonesia. This is without challenge. Yeah, some ethnics like Madura and Dayak in Sampang, they have fight very long time ago, I think 10 years ago, and also ethnics religions fight in Ambon. But I think we are very successful from opinion that that we respect each other, even though we are different culture, different language, but we are avoiding offensive and stereotypical language, I think, because we are respect others, ethnics and art. I think that's my opinion. Because of, yes, we have a Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, we have the share value around the country. Then from the beginning, from childhood, in school, we also teach Pancasila to make it people aware that we are from different ethnic in Indonesia. Back to you, Herdiana.
Thank you so much, Dr. Firda, for your great explanation and also presentation. That's why I say, like, I didn't want to talk much about Indonesia because I believe Dr. Firda will explain it in the presentation. So like all of you, our audience might have seen that in Indonesia, we got more than 250 languages. We got truly many ethnics, which is, yeah, it's not easy. Even if we live around in, let's say, 3 or 5 ethnics, it's actually already difficult to maintain each other. Like, for example, Dr. Firda mentioned that if we compare, for example, people from the east to the south, they have a different characteristic. They have different the way of expressing themselves. For example, me, my parents both are from Java, so I'm 100% Javanese. But when I have a friend, maybe they come from Batak or something like that, the way they talk, it's definitely different with what my parents have taught me when I was a child. And sometimes it might feel like, why this person is speaks too loud? Are they got mad at me? I feel like, offense, do I have to defend myself? Do I have to speak louder to show or to validate my presence? But then when I learn in the school, like Dr. Firda already mentioned, in Indonesia we have Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. It means like we united in diversity, and we have learned it even since our kindergarten. So at school we learned that, yeah, we have a huge country, we have so many things we have to respect, because in Pancasila, not only about believing God, but we also have to respect each other. And from the school, we learn about it, and the teachers always teach like, okay, even in the classroom, I believe that there might be a diverse community in each classroom. So yeah, even though yeah, there might be conflicts there and here, but yeah, if we compare about the population and also the rate of the problem, is actually quite successful. So yeah, I think that's how we try to bring the inclusivity, by showing the respect and also empathy, and also teach our young generation since the childhood. So now from Dr. Firda, let's move to Miss Gita. Okay, so we know that in Indonesia, there is something like jangan terlalu baper, which means that don't take it seriously. Okay, mostly those words are coming from our youth, from our young generation. Maybe some old people already mentioned or asked them to do so much things, but they don't feel like they want to do it. And sometimes when they got offensive or they got mad, they say jangan baper dong, don't take it too personal.
Yeah.
And so actually, if we compare the way as an old people and also young generation communicate, there is a gap also. So here I'd like Miss Gita to tell us actually what is the role of language in bridging generational gaps and fostering intergenerational understanding within Indonesia communities. Because like I have said, we actually have a different type of communication compared to those kids in the high school or even in the elementary school. So let's welcome Miss Gita Utoy. She is a principal consultant. She is international speaker. She's also a great personality that I'm sure she will share with us her wisdom and knowledge. So please
Pressure,
welcome Miss
pressure.
Gita.
Too much pressure. Well, thank
I'm
you.
sure.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I think I'm the non-professor here, so I get to learn from everyone from these sessions. Thank you also, Dr. Alka, for I think your opening really struck to me, saying that CHILPARCO is also exposing smile and positivity, spreading that. That's actually the things
Yeah.
that I love about my life. I love doing that, to be able to connect. Yeah. Secondly, thank you, Dr. Firda. My first thing about building culture in Indonesia, I immediately Google how many thousand ini apa tuh namanya island, how many language and etc. And then you've already
Thousand
told
language, thousand
about
Iceland.
yeah, 38 province, over 300 ethnic, 17,000 islands and etc. But you make it easier for me to to have this. So I guess in regards to multi-generations, I don't know how come you ask me these questions, because this is the topics that actually bring a lot when I do sessions for corporations in Indonesia, the multi-generations. So basically, I love communications and I love language. To me, language is an expressions of respect, expressions of belief, faith to someone and other people. And what is more important to me is today's situations, we really need to include the language of appreciations to one another, being it's ethnic, being it's multi-generations, and etc. We are exposed to so many things digitally, and therefore sometimes we forget to appreciate people next to us, the right and the left family. We talk to them without presence, which means we talk to them, but our head is going to the mobile phone, right? So the language of appreciations, language of presence, being really mindful that I am facing somebody right now, it's important. In regards to multi-generations, I put a note already, just in case it's questions to me, because I'm not preparing slide, very sorry. So basically, we have different generations, and different generations has different uniqueness. I'm glad that we're all not in the silent generations, which is 78 years old or more, gitu ya. Most of us is the X generations, I believe, and then some of us is baby boomers generations. So baby boomers is age 59 to 77. The uniqueness of them is loyalty, culture, and then respect. I think loyalty is really big. And that's how I learned from my parents, which is the baby boomers. And therefore, they have a really significant way of teaching me to survive, right? Myself is actually from the X generations, 43 to 59. So I'm right in the middle there, almost 50. So the X generation's uniqueness is autonomy. We learn to be independent, innovations, and communications. So we are the bridge, the X are the bridge to communicate and to make everyone intact, gitu ya. Then we have the Y generations. Approximate 5 years ago, lots of requests from corporate asked me, how can we deal the Y? How can we deal with the Y? 27 years old up to 42 years old. They are definitely technologically savvy. They love collaborations. They love collab, and flexibility. The one thing that I mentioned to them before Z generations enter the market is always like this. We are difficult to our parents. So when they're being difficult to us, it's something that we need to understand. Just appreciate that we are different generations. Then enter this new Z generations, which is 11 to 26 years old. I was always wondering, where am I when I was 26 gitu ya. But now their uniqueness is really practicality and diversity. And then they love entrepreneurship as well. So when we talk about the role of language within cross generations, I guess first thing first, instead of asking younger generations or all generations to understand us, for me it's very important for us to try to understand them first. Like respect, you give respect, you gain respect. You learn to understand, then you will open their heart to understand us. That's where the language comes really importantly, where positive words really make a big difference. And delivering intention. I think when we talk about language, what is often forgotten is delivering the intentions. Nobody have bad intention when you interact with somebody, unless if it's really have a bad, bad people, right? However, we forgot to mention that my intention is ABC. My language, my word, my tonality might be different. However, the way that I deliver my language is this way, and this is your way. How can we meet in the middle? I guess when we speak about cross generations, the important thing is try to understand them first. Hopefully, they will try to understand us, but delivering our intention with appreciations will probably easier to open each other's heart to communicate well. And that's where the beginning of a culture will arrive. That's my opinion. I hope it makes sense.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah, of course. I think it's really wonderful. And X, Y generation.
I'm kidding, why? I'm X.
But I love the way Miss Geeta explained, those. I could never for the life of me, categorize everyone into a X or a Y or a
Yes.
millennial or the present one. I always feel that it depends on the person, honestly. Maybe this is a little different view, but I always feel you are the way you make yourself. So if you can adapt and change with the times and behave as if you belong to the now, I think
Yeah.
then you don't belong to a baby boomer or an X or a Y or a Z or a millennial or whatever there is, even after that, alpha they call it now. But I think if you can change, you are very much now. And I
Yeah.
think it's a lot depends on us, like you said, if we appreciate others.
Yes.
Appreciation is so
Exactly.
important. And if we are able to use terms that are respectful towards others, a lot of, we create cultures of universality, where everyone is global, where the global connections come together, and there is a lot of care, as Dr. Firdaus also mentioned. But I'll talk about all this a little later on. I will hand it over to her, Diana. But thank you so much, Dr. Firdaus, and thank you so much, Dr. Geeta. You both were awesome, and I will elaborate a bit more after all of you speak. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Alka. So yes, I think when we talk about the language, it's clear that Ms. Gita already said that we have to put respect, because I noticed, I think it's not quite common to see some older people to pay attention on their phone, but it's more common for the young generation to not really being mindful while talking to the others. But the thing is, when it comes to a professional thing, we have to, let's say, same our frequency, because I do believe, like in universal language, it's not going to get connect if we have a different frequency. So in order to put or to transfer the communication or the message that we want to address to, let's say, to the Z or to the millennial, we have to put ourselves in the same frequency level. It doesn't mean that we have to change the way we talk, but at least we have put the same mindset with them. Because let's say in order to hire a G generation or sorry, the Z generation or millennial, it's not about the language, but actually what they want, what they desire on their mind. It's going to connect with us if we understand what actually they want. So once we understand what actually they want, we can communicate it. So because actually it's supposed to be efforts in both ways, because yeah, sometimes there is a term like ngelunjak in Indonesia. It means like you ask too much at the end. After we gave you much, you ask already more and more. It's called ngelunjak in Indonesia, and it happened a lot when we are trying to be nice, to be respect to our young generation, but they end up, oh my God, they keep asking more and more, and we actually didn't get the same value amount that what we have given to them. So the respect is supposed to be goes in the first place when it comes to the different generation, because once we gain respect from each other, I think we are going to have a really great communication. Because yeah, when we don't have respect, it just means like some people are going to judge you. Maybe in real life, actually in Indonesia, for example, our netter or our social media social media netizen, they are truly so judgmental. So when it comes to the new thing, new form from the newest generation, it's really gets spread so fast. And if we slip into the language even a bit, they're going to criticize everything. So yeah, I think having the same frequency as them doesn't mean having a same the way we talk, but at least the same mindset with them. For example, and here, as for example, like my employee, they think like, okay, work-life balance is truly what they desire. Yeah, that's our millennial. They want healing, they want traveling around the world, but it doesn't match actually with the effort that they make at work compared to the X generation. They truly work hard because they want to pay everything, they want to make our parents happy. But now millennials think like, so many parents put the children or put the kid as a future investment. So that's the communication that will actually already change in that place, because they have their own interpretation and we also have different interpretations. So in order to mix and blind it, all of it, we have to get the same respect in the first place, because respect is truly important when it comes to a different generation. So once again, thank you so much, Miss Gita, for shedding the light in this topic. I'm truly grateful and honored to have you in this session. So from Miss Gita, let's move a little far. Let's welcome Miss Yana Soripiga. She's joining with us. I know it's late in there. It's probably almost 10 p.m. in there. So Miss Yana, she is a tour guide. She is also an author, and I'm truly honored that she is with us. And I'd like to ask Miss Yana about how actually the impact of social media and technology can actually bring our culture, whether in the good way or in the worst way. Do you think our social media bring a positive impact or negative impact? Let's welcome Miss Yang.
Okay, hello, greetings from Sumba Island of East Nusa Tenggara. Well, I am Yana Surpiga, 41 years old. I'm a tourist guide and Sumba Audas. Here we are talking about the difference, the cultures of nations like Indonesia, cultures and the language has close friendly how we do in the words. The language is a very, very, very important. Language is a bridge where we can do communicate with another peoples from different cultures. So the cultures in Sumba Island, especially where I am, most of the peoples is so close the livings about the cultures. The cultures was born since the beginnings of our ancestors from the generations to generations. Through the language, all we have in Sumba Island has hundreds and millions of local language. Through of the one village or districts, 2 and 3 has different language. So lucky here we study about the national language like of Bahasa Indonesia. Bahasa Indonesia is a very great bridge how to connections with another peoples with the different language. In Sumba Island, in my language like something cultural, we have to welcoming the guests like all of you. I give you this one. This actually for the guests, we welcoming them with our cultures. This is cultures. We have the betel nuts. Okay, Mr. Serian already knows this one. This is the nuts and the betel nuts. I welcoming you. Salam sekapur siripinang. The greatest for the betel nuts from Sumba Island. And also we serve this to the guests. This is our cultures. And another cultures, we have another local food. This one, the local food. Local food's name's putu. It's made from the flours and the flours of the rice flours. We mix it with the nuts, smash it as well, and then mix with the sugars as enough. And we do steam. We steam them. We cook until it cook well. In Bali Island has but different styles for the peoples that's doing to cook. And I'm really happy here because I'm studying with most of the people from another country who has different cultures with me. And for me, as a tourist guide, even I know about English as well. I must learning about the cultures because cultures in tourism object is very important. Correct, Miss Diana? Yes. Cultures is a very, very important in our livings. People's life, backgrounds living, they borns, getting developments, growing up until they dead, pass it away through of cultures because cultures in Sumba Island of East Nusa Tenggara is very important. We cannot live separately from the cultures. And Sumba Islands like in Bali. Bali Islands and Sumba has some mutual, some similar, similars like cultures, but we have many kinds of varieties or various of the cultures. In Sumba, sorry, I'm talking too much. Cultures like festival the next month or the 2 months of the February and March, we have the great festivals names of Pasola Sumba. That is the parts of the cultures from Sumba Island. Okay, And I mean, cultures and language is connections with another peoples is very, very important. We do friendship, new relatives with another peoples, through job cultures and the language also is very good for us as a peoples around of the world. So through of the technology also, I'm learning about the cultures from the another peoples from Java, from the India, and maybe from the Brazilians or Portuguese, Spains, and Indians. So I can do a language by the media like computers, Google Maps, maybe from some of them as a tourist guide. So I'm learning another language like Indians, like Tamil. I say makan in bahasa, angu in my language, bahasa Sumba, angu. And then another one's language it's makan. From the English is eat. Eat is the general words, right? We had the special words like lunch, breakfast, and dinners. From the Indians, Tamils, savre. Savre means makan or eat. Wutre, tuni. Wutre, wutre means give to drink. Yeah? Suratani in the Tamil language like the hot waters. Air panas dari bahasa Indonesia. Hot waters in English. And thank you for welcoming me. Yes, I will learning about more of the cultures from another peoples. Maybe all of this about the cultures because cultures is very important for me and for you, for all of us. Nobody can live without any cultures. Language and cultures is connections as a bridge where we can growing up through of the technology of tourism.
Thank you so much, Miss Yana. It's really great explanation. So yeah, it's actually it's a fact, yeah, because there are so many languages in Indonesia, and how can we unite it together is through Bahasa Indonesia. I cannot speak, even though my parents are Japanese, I can't speak Japanese fluently. My English is even better than Japanese. I can speak Sandanese, I can speak Baranese, but when it comes to meet local people in another city, Bahasa is going to save me. So that's really that's how we can unite together. And if we talk about the technology, for example, me here, I live in Bekasi right now, and Miss Yana is living in Sumba. So we met on Facebook through Messenger. We had a chat before. So that's how actually technology already helped us to talking, to having a better connection to people around the world. So I'd like to ask one question to Miss Yana. Do you think people in Sumba are truly enjoying the technology that we actually use every day, like social media, whether it's Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or everything? Do you think more people in Sumba also use the same kind of thing with what you are using? Because we met on Facebook. Do you, maybe your neighbors are also truly active on Facebook or not?
I think normally it's people who's doing so the Facebook or social medias who are they knowing sobre the technologies. It's not people love to do of the Facebook or Instagrams, WhatsApp, Telegrams, and anything like WhatsApp. So through of the technology, I'm really happy. By that, so I can know another peoples from Japanese, from the West Sumba, East Sumba, maybe from the another place. But I think not all the people love to do of the Facebook because the people's throws of their sense. That's all. So me as a tourist guide, I'm really need to do the using of the Facebook, Instagrams, WhatsApp. Why? I do the Facebook or social media for connections. I must promote what is the Sumba tourisms. Tourisms in Sumba Iceland, I must promote in another country, in the another agencies, maybe in Spain, in the Barcelona, New York, United States of America. So through of the technology, I can promote about my local food that is carrying me to be development to get the something very good in connections by the technology.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Yana, for your great
You're welcome.
explanation. Thank you so much. So now from Sumba, let's move a little bit far back to Jaffa because we are having the one and only Mr. Yuda. Okay, so let's welcome Mr. Yuda Pamungkas. He is a teacher at the senior high school to Jember, and also he joined in their project. So it's really great that he told me like, oh, I have joined in CHILPARCO. Oh, that's really great, and I'm sure that Dr. Alka is going to glad to see you join in CHILPARCO again. So that's really great connection. So because yeah, we have connected same like Miss Yana on Facebook too. So I'd like to know how is your opinion about actually how can social media build a positive impact through our culture? Welcome, Mr. Yuda.
Thank you. I hope I am audible. Yes. I'd like to say as the beginning that we are very lucky to witness the really sharp changes in our lives. You know, I believe that we all were born in the time when there were not much to find in terms of technology at that time. I remember I used to play dolls and toy cars with my friends instead of playing the gadgets as my kids do right now. And then those things are really connected. I learned that when you learn about culture, or when you want to find out about a culture, then you will never, ever, ever let yourself go from the language. Um, Indonesia is a very diverse country where there are so many languages to learn from, so many
1,000 plus.
languages to speak with, and to the place where I belong, I was born and raised in a purely Japanese culture, but then I got married with a Madurese person, so I speak both Japanese and Madurese quite well. And the unique thing is my wife is a teacher and she is a Bahasa Indonesia teacher while I learn English. So we could speak in 4 different languages at the same time at home. And that makes our kids can understand several languages at the same time. And talking about the use of technology and preserving the use of language in terms of the positive use, I believe that when I say we were born in the era where there were not much to find in technology, we can see that there is a big, big, big difference right now. The younger generation um, tend to speak more frankly. They are really open. They are really spontaneous, unlike us, where we were raised in a culture where people are taught to speak quite calmly, softly, using polite tones and polite choices of words, while the younger generations are really open when they want to say what they have in mind, they just say it. And all those things are just supported by the latest inventions in technology. Imagine if you and I lived in the 80s and or 90s or early 2000, and imagine if Twitter has already invented by that time. I could not imagine how we would interact each other by using those languages. I know. The thing is that there are so many um, platforms that we can use, and to me, the one that most younger people love to use would be the Twitters, because they can exchange words freely, and then they can express themselves spontaneously. All they do is just write some words and tweets, long tweets, and then give comments, exchanging ideas, even the rude words. And that's a thing. That's a thing, because I would love to say that when you go with the language, you need to find out that there are so many things to think about. You first need to think about the other people's mindset, other people's culture, other people's perception, other people's perspectives as well. And also, not to mention that other people with different culture may take your languages differently as you wanted originally. So when given the opportunity to go with a positive impact that we can use when using the language, I believe that there is a moral responsibility to us all when talking about how to raise those kids, how to raise the younger generations into, I would not say that they must be like us, but at least there is the remnants, there is the debris of the languages that we can find and dig up, and we can share with them that, look, this is how we used to happen, how it used to happen when we were young. We were maybe we are old, but preserving cultures through the language use is really important. For example, the swearing words. I teach at school, and compared to the time when I was in high school, I heard a lot of my students use swears in many different occasions at places. And when I talk to my friends about that, hey, what do you think about those students saying those rude words? Oh, they are young, Pak Yuda. It's okay. Oh my God, I cannot accept that, because a part of being open, a part of being frank, a part of being technologically literate, they need to still find out that politeness is really important. That's why I always say that the 4 C's that I would love my students to understand and to implement would be, the first one is to communicate. You need to find out how people out there speak, how people out there use the language. And I try to ask one of my fellow friends from America to tell them how they use the rude words in America. Even in America, where people speak, you think frankly, they still have the limitations. And number two, I want you to go and learn about the connection. Make connection, connect with other people, and then the only thing that you would know is you learn about their culture. When you learn about their culture, you are going to need to communicate. When you need to communicate, you need to use the language. And then when you already did those first two things, you learn to be creative. When you are creative, later on you can collaborate. That's the first word I heard from you all: collapse, collapse, and collapse. But then the idea is really simple. When we try to use the language and culture and incorporate them into the positive sides of aspect in our lives, I believe that taking those kids into the next level of understanding the culture is going to happen through the habituation of using the language. I remember the first thing about the language is a set of habit. When you put your language use as a habit, then you learn the language itself. So I think I hope I don't talk too much. I believe that when you are trying to link up the language and the culture, it will always be a never-ending journey, but it will always be really interesting in every part of your life. Thank
Yes, thank you
you.
so much, Mr. Yuda, for your
Wonderful.
great explanation. So yeah, I truly agree that nowadays, if we come to the social media, there is so many hashtag freedom speech, freedom. But when it comes to freedom, sometimes our youth, unfortunately, interpret it in the wrong way. Like, okay, I can say anything, but like Mr. Yuda has said, actually we have to learn those of 4C, and as the older people, we have to teach them, because no matter what kind of freedom we want them to have, we have to teach them about the setting boundaries. It's very important, because when they don't understand about boundaries, maybe we cannot connect with them, because it might be acceptable for some people, but not for the other community, not for the other people. So when this happens, it's going to create a clash or even fight to each other. So it's not really great. And when we talk about the social media, for example, Mr. Yuda mentioned about Twitter, our young generation, our millennial is truly having a great connection on Twitter. For example, in here, nowadays it's a rainy season in Indonesia, okay? We often have connection problem. There, I'm sorry if I have to mention a brand, but but here I think it's well known that in the home, our Wi-Fi provider comes to having a problem during the rainy season. Sometimes I have to on and off my Wi-Fi just to make sure that what's wrong actually with my connection. But there is no answer. I got no idea. My Wi-Fi is good. My internet provider is also good. But then the only thing I will do when I see my connection is truly bad, longer than 10 minutes, it's come to Twitter. Okay, when I come to the Twitter, those millennials are posting millions of, oh my God, India, what's wrong with you? Oh my God, India, what's happening? Am I the only one who's trying to turn on and off my Wi-Fi? Oh, and I feel safe. Okay, it's not only my Wi-Fi, but those people are facing it. That's the unique power of our young generation on Twitter, actually. And sometimes I feel like social media brings, of course, both advantage and disadvantage, but sometimes when we empower great benefits, sometimes we forgot the bad info. Sometimes I feel thankful for Twitter for showing me when I got a bad internet connection, but the other times I saw wars on Twitter. I saw black campaigns on Twitter. So actually, we also have to teach our young generation to see things from a different perspective, not only hoping, okay, we have to see only good things, but trying to accept and respect those negative things too that we might see on a social media. So wow, today we got really great knowledge from our speakers. They truly have shared amazing things. So Dr.
Can I add
Alka,
a little bit,
what's your
about the response of Yana and Mr. Yuda? Just a
Yeah.
little. I really love. Not only I was inspired by Dr. Alka and Dr. Frida, not only also Merdian, but I always have inspirations from speaker. From Yana, I feel that language is not only about words, right? When Yana show all those gimmicks for the guests,
Yes,
that's a
yes.
language of appreciations. You give a token, and that is an
Yeah.
expression of creativity that was mentioned by
Mm.
Yuda, ada Pak Yuda, Mas Yuda gitu ya, Bang Yuda. I love the 4C, and that creativity is part of that social media approach where we can promote language and culture through different ways, not only words, yeah, but gestures, pictures, and etc. I think
Yes.
thank you for everyone. I feel inspired by everyone.
You're welcome. And I'm welcoming you to Sumba Island for the tourism object.
Yes,
Welcome to you,
I hope I
Mr.
can
Alka,
go
Mr.
there.
That's
Alka,
amazing.
Mas Judah, and everyone. I'm welcoming you for watching the great festivals in Sumba named Pasola Sumba between February and March into two regencies,
Absolutely. That
West
sounds
Sumba
wonderful.
and Forest
I'm going to
Festival.
take you up on that offer.
Write it down.
Maybe we all could come together. I don't know. We'll try
It's
to work it
okay.
out.
So we'll
I'll work it out
finding
with
for you is the
Merdiana.
best. Yes, I will finding for
Yes.
you is the best homestay maybe or the hotels to you staying before we doing of the tour adventures. I just do my tour adventures
That's
last month
lovely.
for 10 days with the Spanish man. So
Mm,
he doesn't know at all about the Bahasa Indonesia, and
mm.
I do my English and the Spanish. lucky I know little bit of the Spain. So combination English and the Spanish a little bit. He's talking about the Brasileiro. Okay, buenos días. Bom dia. Está bien. It's okay.
Hermosa, va. Yeah, yeah.
Cosa
Muchas
más, yeah.
gracias.
No hablar
De usted,
español,
yeah.
only un poco.
De usted proteges bendigas fellow familias. That's all. Saya belajarnya bahasa Spanyol, Brasil, Portugis, dan Italia, termasuk bahasa Meksik Meksiko,
Mexico
misalnya
is
bahasa
Latin.
ya
It's
Yeah.
lovely how you
bahasa
can
Latin
combine all languages in order to
and
create
bahasa
this
Tamil India.
culture.
You know, because I am a tourist guide, why it's important to know about the language because
It's
most
very
of the people,
important.
some of them, they cannot speak bahasa
Completely
Indonesia,
resonate.
they cannot speak English, and then I must learning about the Spains. I must say, when is this? When it started? Saya Banfinda da Sumba Ilha. Welcome to Sumba Island. So I must learning most of the language of the words. I'm
Wonderful.
starting to learn. Yes.
I'm a
After
lover of
my
languages myself, and I love to, when we have our conferences, and Herdiana knows about it, I love to use different words for greeting everyone, different
Yes.
languages, because that makes it even more, connecting.
important.
That's more connecting.
Yes.
And we're talking, when I say language and culture, I feel that culture is like a house, and how you can enter through someone's culture is by unlocking their house. So you unlock the house with the key, you enter in and you connect. Like we're using the words, the power of the seas. I believe in it. Mr. Yuddha also talked about the power of the seas. Well, I think this is how life goes on if we connect like this. And there's a lot to do with, I mean, each and every one of you mentioned such powerful gave such powerful perspectives, beginning with Dr. Firdaus, I mean, yes, you mentioned about inclusivity, how to, respect, because
Yeah.
respect and empathy, these are two things that also build cultures. And we may belong to any part of the world, but if in our language there is no respect, there is no empathy, we don't feel the pain that the other person is going through, then I think we are not humanitarians. If we have to be humanitarian, if we have to have that streak of humanitarianism, respect, empathy are very important. Dr. Geeta mentioned gratitude. Along with this, if we can have attitudes of gratitude in our talks, because that is also a culture and that is a universal culture. So it's not only belonging to Indonesia or to India, but it belongs to all parts of the world. All parts of the world. If there is appreciation for what a person does, I think that talks a lot about the culture of that country, that they believe in appreciation. And then when our wonderful, guide, so lovely that you shared those beetle nuts and everything.
Thank you so much.
Even in
Romba
India,
Nanzi.
even in India, like India also is a diverse country, as you all must be knowing by now. So in India, we also have different languages. So if I have to meet somebody from South India, I will not be
Yeah.
able to speak Tamil. Tamil is a language of South India. And South
Yes.
India, they have many, many dialects. They have
Yes.
many dialects. So it becomes so difficult. So then what happens is then you have to resort to a national language. So either you speak Hindi, which is the national language of India, or you speak English because that's a global language. Or if
Yeah.
nothing works, then at least you can use sign language, body language. So you talk with your eyes, you point at things, like you just now said. So it becomes so important, but it speaks so much for the culture that you're respecting the
Yeah.
others for what they are and what they have. Like I said, everybody is unique, everybody has their special flavor. And offering betel nuts, I think that is something which many parts in our country in India, we also do that. It's actually an appetizer. We some offer it before meals, and some offer it after meals to digest their meals. So I think that was very wonderful the way you explained and how it connected, how
Yeah.
it builds up cultures. But more than that, I think there are lots of, like, Mr. Yuddha mentioned, we still, the younger kids, they use language. And even Hardiana, you mentioned that the younger generation, they use words which are not acceptable. And I think it's over here that, we have to figure out as adults, as leaders in our own way. And the fact that um, and even when we talk about freedom, I think we need to introduce certain words, common phrases. Maybe we need to have common phrases. Maybe we need to use words that are genderless, because nowadays we're talking about gender equality as well. So we need to use those kinds of words. Of course, added to the respect, the empathy, the gratitude, understanding diversity, we need to introduce language or have a kind of I don't know how to say this, but we need to have phrases, or we need to have words that can actually bridge the gaps that there are. So maybe we need to make the young ones understand what has to be used and what not. Because if you need to enjoy freedom, you need to understand that it comes with a lot of duties. Because if you are enjoying freedom, it's because the others are also doing their duty. So your freedom ends where the other person's freedom begins. So we need to make this point clear to the young ones. But I mean, I could go on because all of you were so wonderful, and I hopefully you will be part. I mean, we would like to make you all part of Chilparco International, and we have 21 shows going, and so maybe we could invite you for different shows where the show is exclusively focused on you. So we could have you coming there and talking about a topic that you are very passionate about. So over here, we're just talking about a general topic, but we would love you. And Hardiana, I will take Hardiana's help over here, and maybe we could invite you exclusively for our talk shows. And also, our tourist guide, our Yana, very beautifully
Yes.
invited us to her beautiful place. I think that is something wonderful in terms of exchange, a kind of culture exchange. If we can sort of
Yes.
actually think about doing this, it would be just wonderful. And that's how we learn, and that's how we bridge those gaps, because we learn patience and tolerance and acceptance. And I think this is how we can be role models for the younger generation as well. But as a parting shot, all of you, if you could give one powerful message about how does language create cultures, a powerful message, maybe in about 20-25 words, I would love that as a parting shot, because we're going to be putting it in our magazine. So I'll begin with the one who ended it. So I'll begin with Mr. Yuddha. He's the only man who has been supporting women, and he's been patiently
All the
listening.
women.
And he's been patiently listening to all of us speak. And I think that
I'm
was
not
wonderful.
close to Mr. Yuda.
Yeah, I think that was wonderful. Bravo. But yes, your power message.
Well, I believe that language, when we try to relate it with the culture, it says all. I mean, you are trying to see someone's culture, and you're trying to observe other people's traits, other people's customs, and those things. But then when you forget to go and observe the language, then you are going to miss the whole culture, because the first thing that you are going to use when you enter a new culture is trying to communicate with the people there. And to do so, you're going to use the language. Either you're going to use the verbal language, the signs, the gestures, or anything.
I
You are
have one
going to
question over
learn.
here, Mr. Yuddha. I'm sorry to,
Yes.
what happens is sometimes, people, when they use language, they use their words, for
Mhm.
example, uh, that word might have a different connotation in the different country, and there could be a misunderstanding or a communication gap. So I would also like you to stress on that in very briefly, if you could, how to avoid those embarrassing situations that arise because, maybe in one country, the same word could have a very wonderful meaning, but in another country, the same word could have, a different meaning, which may not be very wonderful. So how do you avoid this embarrassment? Because many times, I've noticed we have gone through this. So, what would you say over here, since you
Well,
were
I
talking
think.
about that?
Okay. Well, the thing is that language is really unique. We were born, and we could never choose as to the which race or ethnicities we were raised to. But then when you're talking about the culture and trying to see it from the language parameter, you're going to see that there are so many things happening out there, and the language is going to help you a lot. At times, people will get things incorrectly, improperly. They didn't catch the meaning, but at the end of the day, people will slowly begin to understand that, oh, this is the real meaning of what people say. This is the real meaning that I used to got misunderstood at the first time. Oh, okay, now I understand. It may take some time, but in the end, it will
It will
take
be
you
worth
there.
it.
Yes, that's true. Indeed.
Yeah. That's wonderful. That actually
Yeah.
happens, and you make sense. When you say that, sooner or later, the person is going to understand that. And I think it will develop one's tolerance and patience, patience to learn something. So when you're learning something new, you have to work with perseverance and persistence and patience. And when you have these three together, it will help. So I'll go over to Dr. Firdaus. Dr. Firdaus, a parting shot from you.
Okay, so I'm really very happy to be here. Phenomenal. I learned a lot from every participant. And yes, what I want to say is that we have to choose our language because using respectful, inclusive, that language that promotes a positive atmosphere. And also, when I was working in Malaysia for 3 years, and yes, a different between Malaysia and Indonesia language.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they use more soft language for example, people with disability. Here in Indonesia, we said orang cacat, orang, which is more offensive for me, but they're using OKU, orang kurang upaya. Yeah? It's more soft language. So and also like all elderly people here, we say that lansia, orang yang lanjut usia. So elderly people, but they call it's warga emas or golden society.
Manula.
Yeah, di sini dibilang manula. So then in Malaysia they call it it's a golden society, apa namanya, warga emas. So choose our language respectfully, and then avoiding inflammatory language. And also when we use social media, to responsible social media use thing. That's it from me.
Yes, correct.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
social media at times shows something which a person is not. It's very unreal. It's not what it seems. So it could be very, very deceptive. So we really need to not go by not go by what all we see on social media.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't work that way. That is why it's so important to understand the culture. It's so important to interact, communicate, connect with the person in order to
Connection.
understand the real person, because it's happened. I have actually experienced this. So online it was a total different story, but when I met the person it was a total different story, and I thought to myself, it's good that I met and I came to know the reality. So sometimes we get into very unreal situations on social media. But yeah, that was wonderful. Thank you. What about you, Miss Geeta? What would you like to add as a parting shot?
As a parting, it's very short. I think let's build the culture through language by first, let's together, cross generations, cross ethnic, learn the language of appreciations through words,
Yes.
through gesture, to treating one another respectively, because we will never know what that brings us to. Secondly, let's together, we learn to express our intention with positive words. You will be respecting yourself and respecting also the other people when we interact to one another.
Oh,
I
I
think
love
that's from
Lovely,
Okay.
lovely, lovely. Very
Can I
touching.
send something?
Yes,
Can
yes,
I talk
yes.
something? Okay, okay, sorry. Just now, Miss Ayuda, Dr. Firdaus, and Dr. Gita, and Dr. Alkana, and dear Mr. Seriana, we are talking about the language, bilingual, okay? So, I mean, like Bahasa Indonesia and Malay has some words in almost same dialects, but the Malaysians, Malay language, I feel difficult to learning so that, but it's like Bahasa Indonesia. And between Malay and the Singaporean Singlish, Bahasa Singapura, Bahasa Inggris Singapura, like this one. Okay, you can go now. It's okay. You can go now, okay? So their dialects in talking really fun. I feel fun to learning about thousands of languages in the world, like something language, another language in almost similar from the. I mean, Brazilian and Portuguese has one language but different. Some of the words in difference, and then also what is gains? Italianos and the Spain's also has similar words in the same meanings but different meanings. Buenos
Yeah.
dias, boa tarde, bom dias. Salamat in Philippine, say thank you.
Thank you. Maraming
Yes,
salamat. Yes.
Tagalog, yes,
I know
thank you.
Tagalog. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always love saying mabuhay.
Mabuhay. Kumusta ka? But yes, it's fun
Yeah,
learning languages. I mean, the more
Hakuna
you travel,
Matata.
you understand, you become more adjusting, you become more adaptable, you become more appreciative and understanding of others. Like Dr. Geeta said, you appreciate others for their diversity, their uniqueness, and that is a huge transformative experience. But yes,
Yes.
I would like to thank all of you once again, and I would like to pass, first of all, thank the lovely Herdiana. I mean, thank you so much for getting such erudite people, from different walks of life. I mean, it was so wonderful to meet all of them. Such enthusiasm they had. They were so enthusiastic while sharing. They wanted to share more and more. The fact is, we could just go on and on with this, but then I understand that everybody has time parameters, time boundaries. We need to respect that too. But it was lovely having you, and we would like to invite you again and again and again and again. And now I would like to, once again thank you, Hardiana, for getting all these wonderful, beautiful souls, unstoppable, unique souls on the platform of Chilparco International. You are an amazing woman yourself, and you're very strong. And I love the fact that you're bringing up your little girl so beautifully. And I'm sure, you're instilling all those values like you just now mentioned. And I could see Dr. Yudha also, he was talking about youngsters. I remember you being a radio person. I don't know how, but that's what stayed with me. But now that you're a teacher, I think that's wonderful because, as teachers, we get to interact with youngsters and we are able to share values with them. So thank you to all of you from the bottom of my heart. And Kardiana, won't you like to say a parting shot?
Well, I think from all the speakers, we come to one sentence that I'd like all, especially our young generation, to learn is that when we talk about language, we want to communicate. When we want to communicate, respect is earned, not demand. Okay, so we have to respect in the first place, not demanding other people, respecting other people before we put efforts. Okay, so that's something that we have to earn. We have to show up with a good attitude, a good language, a proper words to use before we expecting them. So I think, yeah, we have to come up to our own expectation before we spread or before we even throw our own expectation to other people. So yeah, just don't forget, respect is earned, not demand. We have to know our place before we asking it. So yeah.
Absolutely
wonderful.
wonderfully said. You know, respect cannot be demanded, it has to be earned. And I think this comes with the way you have to show yourself up, like you mentioned just now. And I think it all boils down to the power of the seas. So let's remember the power of the seas and let's keep on connecting and sharing, because sharing is caring. Hasta mañana till we meet again. Lots of love to all of you. Salamat to all of you. Danke to all of you. Terima kasih to all of you. Dhanyavad to all of you. Thank you so much. Lovely souls. Keep rising, keep shining, keep empowering, and keep making the world a beautiful planet Earth to be in. Once again, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're
Take good
welcome.
care of yourselves. Stay happy, stay
Thank
blessed.
you.
And
I'm waiting for you in Sumba Islands for
oh
tourism
yes,
subject.
yes, we will get in touch. We will get in touch, and definitely
Don't
we're
forget
taking
to
you up
contact
on this
me.
offer. We will
Thank
take
I
you
you up
just
on
so
this
much,
I
offer.
just did,
everyone.
Yana. I just did. I chatted you.
I'm welcoming specialist to Mr. Yuda and Dr. Alka and all of you. Exactly. I would like to meet you all in the real world of minds.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
great.
like Dr. Alka said, sometimes some people on social media and real life it's different.
It's
Sometimes they
true. It's true, and
from
this is a recent
extrovert
experience. You're
suddenly
right.
introvert. Yeah.
It would actually be very wonderful if we can connect personally, so we really understand one another. And
Yes.
it's not just unreal, it's actually real, and
You
it's
know,
not difficult to connect.
in
Yes.
fact, I am not. I never come to check my study at a university or college, but I'm studying about the English or another language or the culture through of the autodidacts.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That's really
And
great.
I
Thank
do
you.
my orders.
All right.
I have to be the best winners of the 2021 as the Sumba Legendary. In my forms, I'm talking about the tourism subject, how to become a tourist guide in every single routes in over the world of the Sumba Islands.
Ah, wonderful. Oh,
Yes.
wow. This was wonderful. Thank you so much. I mean, I cannot thank you enough, but you all were
Yeah.
amazing souls. Keep shining, keep sparkling, keep scintillating, and keep making the world a beautiful planet Earth. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye,
See you.
Thank
bye.
you,
Good
Alka.
night.
Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Take care.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye. I'm taking photo.